Does a brand strategy have to become about a pride, a Kannada pride? Unfortunately, that's what's really happened. Is it unfortunate, or is that how it is meant? It is being designed? That's something that we'll try and understand. What is this entire furore about Tamannaah being the face of a century-year-old soap brand in Karnataka? What is this? Why are those who are racing Kannada pride as their banner really irked about Tamannaah being the face of it? Is this a wrong brand strategy, or is this really a pride talk gone wrong? Tamannaah Bhatia is back in the Sandal Soap spotlight yet again. The 108-year-old legacy brand has triggered a political and cultural controversy following the appointment of Mumbai-born actress Tamannaah Bhatia as the brand ambassador of Karnataka Soaps and Detergents Limited, or KSDL. The controversy resurfaced as Tamannaah officially began her tenure, coinciding with the relaunch of the soap and the government's ambitious expansion plans. Industries Minister M.B. Patil announced that KSDL is targeting a massive 5,000 crore annual turnaround by 2030, focusing on digital marketing, exports and national expansion. A new campaign poster featuring Tamannaah accompanied the announcement. But the decision has drawn sharp criticism from the BJP and the pro-Kannada groups. What is this about? BJP MP K. Sudhakar accused the Congress government of displaying what he called, quote-unquote, anti-Kannada mindset, questioning why a non-Kannada actress, non-Kannadiga, was chosen over local stars such as Rashmika Mandana, Pooja Hegde, Ramya and Rukmini Vasant. The row, however, is not new. When Tamannaah was first appointed in May last year for a reported 6.2 crore rupee contract, similar objections were raised. Defending the decision, Minister M.B. Patil said a committee evaluated 5 to 6 names, including Kannada actors. Tamannaah was selected based on her pan-India appeal and strong digital presence with over 28 million followers.
It was a committee headed by Mr. Rajinikanth and others. They went through 5-6 names, and out of the 5-6 names, some 2-3 names were from Karnataka. Tell Mr. Sudhakar, 2-3 names, but they had endorsed some other product by merit. Tamannaah Bhatia has got a 28.3, almost 3 crore people, and our sales is not only Karnataka. The Mysore Sandal sales is not only Karnataka. We are around 8 to 12% in Karnataka, 18% something is in Telangana and other states, 8% in North India and 1% internationally. So this is a purely a business decision being taken by KSDL, by the committee.
Well, KSDL Chairman C.S. Nandagowda echoed that view, stating that as Mysore Sandal aims to grow into an international brand, it requires a face with national and global recognition.
I've recognized many faces, and also they have been ambassadors in Karnataka. But as an international brand, we need to have some international face. So we had chosen faces of some. Subsequently, the committee recommended Tamannaah Bhatia, and of course, prices also matter much. So there were some other models, where their contract price was very high. What we noticed is her presence, her body language, definitely, suits KSDL.
The government also argues that only 8 to 12% of Mysore Sandal Soap sales come from Karnataka, while Telangana accounts for 18%. North India 8% and 1% internationally, making this what they insist a purely business-driven decision. Moreover, it is also important to note that after Tamannaah became the brand ambassador in May 2025, Mysore Sandal Soap saw a big jump in sales. That month, the company earned 181 crore, in fact more than that, its highest ever monthly revenue. This was 15% higher than the same period last year. So the big question now is this Kannada pride taken too far? Is this Kannada pride interpreted wrong? Or is it fair for a legacy brand to prioritize market strategy over regional sentiment? I'm being joined at this point by Satya Prakash, who's a vice chairman and the spokesperson for KPCC, as well as Ashok KM Gowda, who's the spokesperson for BJP. I'm also being joined by Kasturi Shankar, who's an actor as well as social activist. And I'm also being joined by Sandeep Aniruddhan, who's a civic activist from Bengaluru. Thank you very much, all four of you, for joining me. I mean, look at what we are discussing. It's interesting because it has so many aspects of it. But my first and foremost question at this point really goes to you, Ashok KM Gowda. What's upsetting BJP so much?
See, we have 3 points here. The first point is this entire brand was promoted by Maharajas, and if Maharaja could have been requested, that is Yaduvir Vadiyar, he could have probably been an ambassador and which could have enhanced the sales. Point number one. Point number two, if they wanted an international figure, they could have chosen somebody who who is a renowned actress, who is also in for example Priyanka Chopra or anybody else. That is a point number two. Point number three, yes, let's assume that if they wanted a national branded people today, Rashmika Mandanna or Rukmini Vasant are playing at the international level, and that too at most prominence level. Okay, fine. The point number four is they could have chosen somebody from a Kannadiga who there are a lot of models who are better than and who cost lesser price than Tamannaah Bhatia. These are the 4 points what we have, and as well as
Mr. Gowda, Mr. Gowda, one question, Mr. Gowda.
No, 1 second.
One question. You made 4 points. Just one question from me. The brand has taken a leap in terms of sale since Tamannaah joined as a brand ambassador. A 15% jump in 1 year is not a joke. That's happened. Isn't that about Kannada pride as well? It's your brand. It's a brand.
See, let me tell you.
It's Karnataka's homegrown brand. If that sees a jump, allow me to finish, sir. I allowed you to finish. How is that not Kannada pride? Why is that upsetting Kannada pride, sir?
See, what we are asking is a very simple matter. I hope, I'm audible. Yeah,
yes, you are.
What we
Loud
are
and
asking
clear.
is a very simple matter. What we are asking. See, if 6.1 crore to Tamannaah Bhatia and making her as an ambassador from yesterday, they have made her an ambassador, not before that. I don't know what is this 15%. Our name was announced almost a year back, but she has become a brand promoter only from yesterday. So the 15% increase is not because of Tamannaah Bhatia at all.
Satya Prakash, come in. Fact check that, because this is what the government is claiming. Satya Prakash, is that correct? This is what government is claiming. That there's a 15%. So if Tamannaah just started as a brand ambassador yesterday, which BJP is claiming, how did that happen? How much of a truth or false is this?
I'll go one by one. Just last year, we appointed that Miss Tamannaah Bhatia will be the brand ambassador. We have already announced last year. With that announcement only, before the ads, only there is a revenue hike of 15%. Let me come back to the second point, what my friend says. This is a beauty soap, sandal soap. In the brand itself, there is Mysore Sandal Soap. In that only there is Kannada. There is Karnataka in that. There is Mysore in that. So we don't require any more regional factor in that. The third point is, we also should not forget that he wanted Mysore Maharaja to be the brand ambassador. Normally you tell me one soap, where a beauty soap, a sandal soap, where men are, part of that. I can only
Satya Prakash, for this point, I must say I will back Gowda. No, Satya Prakash, for this point, allow me, let me come in. It's an important point. Satya Prakash, give me a minute. I have to counter at this point. Just for this point, I will back Gowda. What is the harm in testing a male figure for a beauty beauty soap. I don't think there's
That's not
anything
a
wrong.
free of cost.
And it's not a beauty soap, sir. It's a soap. It's a cleansing soap. There's nothing called a beauty soap. It just scrubs germs off the body. It is a soap that cleanses. So Satya Prakash, on that count, I will not stand with you that why can't a male figure be? But sure, go ahead, make your point.
Only if you listen to me. See, I am an expert with around 18 years of experience with major brands. I am an MBA marketing specialized in advertising. Okay. We need to understand who are our target audience and we will position that product to the target audience. Normally sandal soaps, you ask anyone. You ask, there is a lady, who is in the panel also, and you are also in the panel. Normally, most of the sandal soaps are used majorly by women and less by men. Not that men don't use it, but majorly they're used by women. So as a smart marketer, I will have a lady icon to project my brand because you look at the target audience, Second thing, you look at Santur Sandal Soap, which is a major competitor for Mysore Sandal Soap. Even though in the south, Mysore Sandal Soap has a market share of 80%, when it comes to north, Santur is ruling. There is the model man there? No, there also a woman is there. And you look at the positioning strategy of Santur. A small boy, lady comes, a guy thinks that she is a young girl, and a small girl comes and says, "Mummy." That is the effect of Santur.
Satya.
So we have to understand. Okay. And we have to understand the positioning strategies of different brands.
Satya, positioning strategies also matter when you are speaking. Remember, among the patrons, among those who have been brand ambassadors, has also been MS Dhoni. It's also about how a soap is projected. It's also about how you project a soap. It doesn't only have to be a beauty soap. It's a Mysore soap. It's not about cosmetics. It's beyond that as well. And I think viewers of today's India, you may just break stereotypes if you break that stereotype. You may just have a very much higher sales. You could test that. But we are digressing. Let me get in Kasturi at this point. Kasturi, interesting conversation. No, allow me. We'll come back to you, Satya. We'll come back to you and Gowda. I gave you both of you ample time. Kasturi, come in. You're a celebrity. You're an actor. You're also, positioned well as a politician as well. But Kasturi, here's my very big question to you. How much of a problem is Tamannaah to Kannada pride if she is a brand ambassador?
Okay, first off, I have to register that this is not about Miss Tamannaah Bhatia's credentials or beauty, which are beyond question, It's unfortunate that she is part of the controversy because there's nothing controversial about how she looks. She looks fantastic and she's a beauty ideal for millions of women across India as well as across the world. That is not the point here. This is not about targeting Tamannaah Bhatia. This is a question about what the government of Karnataka, today's government of Karnataka, wants to project as their beauty ideal, as their standard of Kannada pride, as their standard of native beauty. This was an opportunity to do all of that, and you guys lost. This is a big L, big time for you. You guys lost a fabulous opportunity to project your own beauty queens. You just mentioned MS Dhoni. So Mr. Gowda's explanation of can a man be a brand ambassador? Sir, Shah Rukh Khan and Amitabh Bachchan have pushed beauty soaps in the past. And MS Dhoni has been a Karnataka soaps, Mysore Sandal Soap brand ambassador in the past. And it apparently worked very well, according to reports from KSDL themselves. So it's about aspirational value. When you advertise a product, you want people to buy it for aspirational purposes. And I think Mr. Dhoni fit it quite well, I think in the years 2000, 2007, and they had some contractual problems. And that's why he was no longer associated with the brand. So let's not ask about today, if Prime Minister Modi endorses a product, are you going to tell me that it's a women's product or a male's product? If he so much as mentions a product, it is going to be a global sensation. So, we will get there later. But let's get back to Kannada identity. Mysore Sandal Soap.
We'll come, Satya, we'll come. 30 more seconds, Kasturi, finish your point.
Yeah. Mysore Sandal Soap it's identified with Karnataka. It's identified with sandalwood. You're not going to be talking about the sandal complexion of your model. You're talking about the actual genuine sandal inside the soap. That's the USP. And if you wanted to project it as it has worked for us, it has worked in Karnataka, it has worked in Telangana, now we are presenting it to the world, then what do you say? Now we present it to the world in the face of somebody from Punjab. Or do you say we have beauty queens like Nishali Umesh, Vamshi Uday, Avni Kakakochi? These are all Miss Universes and Miss Cosmo India, etc., etc. Even a Deepika Padukone, and I'm not endorsing anybody's name here, I'm just saying these are Kannadiga names. Their average woman in Karnataka is so beautiful. Why was not a campaign centered around showing the native beauty of Karnataka?
Okay.
That's why
Okay.
I feel
Okay, fair point. Satya, come in, respond to this, Satya.
See, Kasturi was saying, if Narendra Modi is used as a brand ambassador, anything we can sell. Just imagine Narendra Modi being a brand ambassador for talcum powder.
Satya, you are
Give me.
a
See,
peripheral point you're trying to take center stage, but that's your choice. Go ahead.
Every time I
Go ahead,
speak, you are
Satya,
coming
go
in.
ahead. All yours, go ahead. Satya, go ahead. All yours, go ahead.
See,
Okay, Gowda,
Narendra Modi
okay, Ashok
cannot
Gowda,
be an
allow Satya to
ambassador.
speak. Allow Satya to speak.
Rahul Gandhi speaking about books.
Ashok Gowda,
Narendra
allow
Modi-
Satya to speak. Satya, go ahead.
Narendra Modi cannot be an ambassador for talcum powder. Please understand. A smart marketer
not, sir? I
will
dare
know.
you on that.
And
I
once
challenge you on that.
see, you please be quiet, no? Only if you can be quiet, I can answer. The decision
Rahul Gandhi
whom to
can
take as a model.
endorse
1 second, yeah.
Everybody, I
Please
request
be
my
a
panelists,
gentleman, yeah.
allow Satya to speak. Allow Satya Prakash to
Please
speak. He needs to make his
be
point.
a gentleman and gentlewoman, please. Okay, yeah, thank you. See, whom we take as a brand ambassador is a decision of KSDL. It is not a decision of Mr. Gowda or all my friends sitting there. They take a decision based on different considerations like price, like pan India, and who suits for that product better. For example, my friend Kasturi feels that Narendra Modi would make a better ambassador for Mysore Soap. So whenever she starts a factory, let her bring in Narendra Modi. But KSDL will not do the blunder that Kasturi wants to do. We know better who represents Mysore Sandal better, and the officials of KSDL, the think tank of KSCL, the body which constituted to find who suits better, found that an Indian, Tamannaah Bhatia, we are all Indians. There is no separateness. Is Narendra Modi a Gujarati? Then someone will say, Narendra Modi a Gujarati, why should he bring?
All right.
Why should we bring?
Okay, I'm coming in at this
So
point.
please don't.
Let's talk
So-
about really what we need to be discussing. Other innuendos, Kasturi made an example. Satya, you have brought in that as a counter as well. Let's not make that as the epicenter. I allowed both of you your point of views. Let's return to what really this is about. And this is as sensitive as it gets because it plays on perceptions, it plays on minds, it plays on brands. It's about how viewers watch it, and it's also about, possibly at levels, stereotypes as well. Sandeep, can I just get you in at this point, Sandeep? And it's important that you are there. 1, you're a male. 2, you're a civic voice. 3, you're a Kannadiga at heart. What's your opinion about this?
Sneha, a lot of things about this incident actually bring up a lot of questions. Number one, why is our government running a soap factory is the first question that comes to my mind. I mean, it has better things to do than to make soap. Well, at some point, the Mysore Maharaja felt we had to produce soaps to highlight or market sandalwood oil. Okay, but then that's not relevant anymore now. In fact, if anything, we have to save our sandalwood trees because of the amount of destruction that happens. And a larger context, coming to this branding question, see, as you actually brought it out already, you said this talk about stereotypes. I find it fascinating that not just the entire film industry and advertising industry in India, but particularly the southern film industry and advertising industry, you'll find a lot of, now there is a sort of equality in skin colors. We have a real big problem about racism and colorism. So in the South, we are bringing about some sort of parity with men, at least, that you have darker men playing lead roles and stuff like that and becoming models. But you see, each of these dark men will have only a fair, I don't know, ultra fair, fairer than the Western actresses, kind of actresses playing the lead role for women. It is so unusual and unnatural. And I'm always fascinated that the Southern industry is such, but equally so when you go to North. I mean, if you go to a Delhi street and if you walk on the street, largely you find only brown and dark and black people. It's very few people who have fair skin. So we have this unusually high representation of fair skin in all of our advertisements, in our movies. This is very debilitating for the nation because the majority of this country are brown, darker brown, and black. A very small minority in our country actually have fair skin. And if all our messaging includes extremely fair looking people, then you're sending the message to the entire nation that all of you are not good enough. So you have about 90% of this country who are conditioned to think, oh, we don't have it in us. We cannot be confident. We cannot be successful, because all those successful, confident people are expected to have fair skin, Western looking faces. So I think there is a crisis of conscience in our industry, especially the movie industry and the advertising industry. And advertising industry plays on people's it creates people's perceptions. It plays on people's insecurities largely. What does advertising industry do? I'm sure Mr. Satyaprakash did it throughout his career. You play on people's insecurities and you sell them false promises. That's what the advertising industry does. A large part of this is imagery. And when you have this imagery, you're imposing all these very unrealistic ideals on people. You're actually creating a vacuum of confidence in people. India cannot become Atmanirbhar or cannot become a world leader when most of our population feels we're not good enough. It's only when we feel we are enough that we will become a world leader. This was destroyed by the West through colonization of 200 years to make us feel our natural selves, our real selves are not good enough. It's the West that is superior. We are perpetuating that same nonsense through all this kind of placement. We should do something about it.
I think it's an important conversation, and it's important that we have this conversation. There are different sides to it, there are different compulsions to it, and there are different perceptions to this, but at least it's a conversation that we need to have. Before I come to Satya to respond to what Sandeep has said, I just want to play out those images. I want MS Dhoni at one side, I want Tamannaah at one side. It's not about comparing these two people. These two people are brands in themselves. There are different brands and there are different choices of why we make what we make. But I think, Satya Prakash, would you want to weigh in to what Anirudh has spoken? That you may have your brand compulsions, you may have a committee that looked into what works or not, but often, and particularly in government files and government thinking, it's very hard to break through stereotypes. Contrary to this, many private brands, some private brands in fact, have been able to break the stereotypes and they've got huge breakthroughs with perceptions of people. Is there a challenge when it comes to a government product?
See, thank you very much, Koshi. Thank you very much for putting, you see for yourself on your screen, all the 7 crore Kannadigas are seeing. On one side, Mr. Dhoni, not to let Mr. Dhoni down, but for this product, a Tamannaah suits better than a Dhoni.
Oh, no. I disagree.
You should not intervene.
I have Satya, I am coming in because you have taken the inference of this. I want to make my channel's position absolutely clear, Satya. I will come back to you. You can speak about this. But I want to make my channel's position absolutely clear. This screen differentiation is not to say who's better than the other. That's not what my channel stands for. Our channel stands for the same gender parity, same gender opportunities, irrespective of what the product is. What I was trying to talk was about the journey of a product and the possibilities of breaking this through. But Satya, is back to you.
The product belongs to KSDL. The government is the custodian of KSDL. Who represents KSDL and Mysore Soaps is a decision that the managing director of the firm and the government should take, not I or you. I am telling what I feel. When you showed the both For me, Tamannaah looks better. For you, Dhoni may look better. That is your choice. I cannot ask you, why you feel that Dhoni. But I am 100% sure. And on your show, next year when the sales of MSDL are taken, you will see for yourself. We are looking at going to 5,000 crores by 2030. You please understand why Miss Tamannaah was chosen. I will tell you the reason why. Tamannaah is a pan-South, heroine. She has done films in Kannada, she has done films in Telugu. Kannada, Telangana and AP, the market share of Mysore Sandal Soap is nearly 35 to 37%. So she takes care of that. She has acted in Tamil movies also. She takes care of that. Then she is a pan-India figure. She has acted in many Hindi movies. That is where we have chosen her. And we felt that this time we need a pan-India star like Miss Tamannaah Bhatia to represent Mysore Sandal, and that is a decision of the Karnataka government. The opposition cannot take the decision, others cannot take the decision. My friend Sandeep may have different thing. He will say don't advertise at all. So the Karnataka government cannot take his this thing. He doesn't want any advertisement at all because he feels advertisement is a negative sign. But the government cannot listen to what Sandeep wants. The government will not listen to what Kasturi wants. Government will listen to the managing director, the advertising experts, the marketing experts of the company, the marketing experts who know advertisement. What is advertisement? Please don't tell that Tamannaah Bhatia is not a brand. Tamannaah Bhatia.
Oh, nobody is saying that. Nobody is saying that, Satya. Not one person on this panel, not one person in this country. Nobody has said that Tamannaah is not a brand. But Satya, I give you a lot of time, and often I'm giving you more time because it's almost become 3:1, even though not everybody is opposing you, but it's become that, so I'm giving you more time. We are almost at the end of this debate, so to the other three panelists, 40 seconds each. Gowda, to you. We'll come to you, Satya. 40 seconds, Gowda.
See, Satya bulldozes everybody just like the Congress does here, just to the common people. See, it's a very simple thing. So, Kasturi has rightly said it. You could have chosen a common woman of Karnataka, Kannadiga, and you could have portrayed her, and she could not have costed, and it could have saved the exchequer almost 6 crores, wherein you could have paid salaries for our KSDL people only more better, or you could have given them more perks, or any employee, woman employee of KSDL, or any woman employee working in the industrial department, you could have chosen her. She could have been a more bigger brand than anybody else because they understand the brand, they understand the value, they understand what is sandalwood. And the Karnataka government just wants to loot in the name. Probably they could have taken kickback from Tamannaah also, and that is the reason they have chosen Tamannaah.
Gowda, but I have to respond to what you have said. BJP leaders have put out social media posts about it, and the actors they have given as substitutes would be no less than Tamannaah Bhatia. So it's not about looting the exchequer. Just fact-checking you on that, Gowda. You fall flat on that. Kasturi, back to you.
Okay, first I need to quickly address what Sandeep said about why is the government
I think let's unmute Satya. Let's not mute him. Satya, please unmute Satya. But Satya, please allow others to speak.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, apologies for that. My team, I think, did that. But Satya, allow others to speak and I will come to you. Kasturi, go ahead.
All right. I know that time is of the essence. So very quickly refuting some things that Sandeep said about why is the government even selling soap. Sir, in Tamil Nadu, our government is selling alcohol. At least Karnataka government is selling soap, from a government side. Here, government is selling alcohol from government side. So let's not talk about traditional things. This was something that was royal. Mysore Sandal Soap is an identity of the state of Mysore, and it is rightly taken up by the government. So no pangas with that. The panga is that how is it being run now? I think at the end of the day, the subtext of having Tamannaah also being solidified by Mr. Satya Prakash is very arrogant and chauvinist take on the subject. One gets the feeling that Tamannaah was not just a commercial choice, but also somebody's individual preference as well, driven by certain people in the government more than an overall interest in Karnataka soap.
Okay, now I have to go back to Satya for this. Satya, I will not be able to give you more than 30 seconds. That's it. Yeah, Satya, go ahead.
See, my friend, she should not forget, she also was from Tamil Nadu, but Karnataka audience accepted her also as a heroine in many films. Kasturi, don't forget that.
Very chauvinist of you to say that, sir.
No, see, don't forget that. Kannada people were so magnanimous that they accepted you also as a sandalwood heroine. So there is nothing like,
It's not
people from
magnanimous.
that
An
state,
actor is
people
good,
from
the
this
audience
state
will
or
accept.
anything. This is purely
Rajinikanth is from
business decision.
Bengaluru. What is your
Please
point?
accepted
allow
across
me,
the country,
please.
and because she's a Kannadiga, you cannot say
Satya,
how we are
allow
behaving.
Satya to speak. Allow Satya to speak.
No,
Allow
no,
Satya to
Satya
speak.
is making-
You all are doing what you
Satya is
accuse
making-
Satya of doing. Satya, go ahead. Finish your point, please.
See, all the three, they don't allow me to
Now,
speak.
don't
Give me
waste
my
that
30
time that I
seconds.
have given you, Satya. I don't have time. Finish it off. 15
That
seconds.
decision, that decision, who is the brand ambassador is not of any four of us. Who is going to be the brand ambassador of Mysore Sandal Soap is a decision made by the management of MSDL.
All right. You've made your point clear, sir. Sandeep Anuradhan,
Kasturi
I am not being biased.
And
At
so
least
we
you will
stand
not
by
charge
our
me for
decision.
being politically biased. 10 seconds. That's all I can give you.
Okay, I reiterate the point. Government should get out of business. As it is, the government doesn't govern. It shouldn't be wasting its time on running businesses which should ideally be divested. They keep complaining that they have a fund shortage. You can sell these businesses and bring in some money for administration. And if it chooses to stay in the running of a business, it has a social responsibility. I think it should aptly choose the models to represent it, which can also involve social messaging, setting right social values, getting rid
We
of
leave it at that,
colorism and
Sandeep. In
racism,
fact, that's a
and
whole lot of
gender
a big debate topic again.